Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Before I get into it, it'd be massively appreciated if you went ahead and dropped a like on the video. Cheers. So Rangers boss Giovanni van Bronckhorst has hinted at a new Ibrox deal for veteran goalkeeper Alan McGregor. The 40-year-old's contract expires at the end of the season after he extended his stay by another year in April 2021. But many people thought he was on his way out of the door when fellow goalkeeper John McLaughlin penned a new deal this season. And according to a recent article, Van Bronckhorst has given the fans some hope regarding the Alan McGregor situation. And in a recent article published by footballscotland.co.uk, the Rangers manager is quoted within the article going on to say, "I spoke to Alan about it this week. He missed a final in 2008, but he has another chance to play in a final in Europe next week. I'm really happy about that because he is a very experienced player. You always need a balance and a mix between experienced players and talent. We have that." And the Rangers manager finished it off by going on to say, "We're sitting down with all the experienced players after the season, but it's important for them to concentrate on the final next week and we'll see what happens." So if Rangers win the Europa League this season, then it could potentially be the best time for McGregor to leave the club, allowing him to leave on a high, as he's been an excellent player for the club over the years and will undoubtedly want to end his time at the club in the best way possible. And there is no better way to do that than by winning a European final. There will also be a double on the cards with a game against Hearts in the Scottish Cup final, and a potential exit has been a possibility for so long now, but with the latest comments by the Rangers boss it would suggest otherwise. So what do you guys think then? Personally, I think it really depends on what happens in the two finals we have next week. I reckon it could go either way for McGregor, with him either staying or leaving this summer. Like I mentioned previously, it'd be a great way to leave on a high after winning the two finals we have next week. But I'm not too sure it'll be that simple, and personally I think if he leaves the club we don't have a solid number one ready to step up and fill that gap. We obviously have John McLaughlin, but I don't think he's ready right now to step up full time and be our number one. I'm not too sure what the club think either, but I reckon we would have seen more of a transition this season, with John McLaughlin starting to feature more in the first team as time goes on. Like I mentioned previously, it'd be a great way to leave on a high after winning the two finals we have next week. But this season he's only played a total of 15 games in total for the club, with 8 being in the league, 2 games being in the League Cup and 4 games being in the Scottish Cup. And if we compare this to last season, he also made a total of 15 appearances for the club. So as we can see, it's the same amount of games in the last 2 years while in Glasgow. And if we look at Alan McGregor so far this season without taking the two finals we have next week into consideration, he's played a total of 46 games this season alone, and we can imagine he'll reach 48 with the two finals coming up next week. So with that being said, and like I mentioned previously, we haven't really seen that transition for John McLaughlin, and I'm not too sure we ever will unless we see a real shift next season in the confidence towards making John McLaughlin the first choice goalkeeper. Without that in place, or another goalkeeper ready to come into the club with experience, then I'm not too sure we're ready to let McGregor leave Ibrox. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and subscribe for daily videos. Cheers.